What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Colossal Boxing Talk with the Bhop versus Kovalev post-fight show. Introduce yourself, fellas.
It's your boy John G. Filling in. I was wrong, but you know what? I'm gonna eat crow right now.
Eat
So
it. Tell me how that crow tastes. It's your boy King Good,
Go ahead, introduce yourself, Mr. King.
aka always right, aka always balling, always team pressure. And I bet Adonis Stevenson beat Bernard Hopkins' ass too.
Okay, and last but not least, it's your boy Smooth Cat, and yes, I did pick Bernard Hopkins, and he was thoroughly beaten, but it is what it is. But to kick the show off, first and foremost, me with the Saddam Ali versus Carlos Abreu fight, I was thoroughly impressed with Saddam Ali. He did some things that I didn't even expect him to be able to do in there. He first he was outboxing Abreu. Then he started hurting Abreu. But early on, it looked like the fight was gonna turn to a snooze fest. And man, he livened the crowd. That one, good fella.
Yeah, he definitely. I knew when he came out the first round, he had a game plan that was gonna be solid. His trainer Andrea Rozier, who trains a lot of the inner city kids over there in New York City, he really had put together a perfect game plan, unlike for Curtis Stevenson. But you know, as Saddam Ali used his foot movement to keep Abreu off balance. Abreu came out cold. I expected him to come out cold from the 18-month layoff, and he thoroughly was overlooking Saddam Ali's skills and his ability, because he was talking about a Manny Pacquiao fight, how I missed out on the Manny Pacquiao fight and all that type of stuff, how Chris Algieri got it. But
He called out Ruslan Provodnikov too.
yeah, he was doing all this calling out. But what I like from, I believe he used his footwork to set the tone. He wasn't too aggressive because he didn't want to open up and give Abreu a counter shot opportunity. So he used his footwork to set the tone and kept his punches to a minimum to fill out Abreu. So it worked out pretty well for Saddam Ali, because Abreu couldn't take advantage of the downtown that Ali was setting, and he couldn't fight at the pace that he was setting. And once he cracked Abreu with that, I think it was a right hand or a left hand, I can't really remember, and
It was
dropped him. Right, he dropped him, and then you be like, I was like, damn, maybe Abreu will wake up. He didn't wake up until 3 rounds later after that, and he started really stalking. And when he started opening it up, he was getting those short left hooks in there, and then he was hurting him. I didn't think he could hurt Abreu, because Abreu had a track record of a solid chin. But Saddam Ali used his footwork and used counter shots. It was footwork and counter shots to really win the day for him, and big ups to his team for putting together a capable game plan for him to execute.
yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, I got to be real. I was flipping back and forth between Alabama, LSU, and that match. Like between the rounds, I was flipping back and forth, and I even missed the end of the Alabama game. Don't tell me who won, but I mean, really, from what I saw that Saddam Ali really out hustled him, and he uses his footwork, and his abilities didn't allow Abreu to sit down on the shots. So he was able to neutralize his power, for one. He was a lot quicker as well. I was thoroughly impressed because he was able to execute his game plan and, I mean, pretty much wear him down, frustrate him, and then eventually stopping him. So, and the funny thing is, I missed the stoppage too, just because I clicked over, came back, and then you stopped him. But from what I saw, I was thoroughly impressed, and I want to see what the future holds for him, because, I mean, he's young. I mean, he's skilled, so, I mean, sky's the limit for him.
He beat Terence Crawford in the amateur. So I didn't know that.
You know what? I had just heard about that earlier, but honestly, I look at it like this. I saw, like I said, Ali. He boxed beautifully, boxed to
He
perfection,
did.
and it was nothing Abreu could do. It's like Abreu wasn't cutting the ring off. Abreu was chasing him, and that's the wrong thing to do with a guy who's using lateral movement because you give him the field open where he can land his left hooks, straight rights, body shots, and he was hitting Abregu with everything in the kitchen, including the sink.
Yeah, and
He
the
was
thing is,
landing at a high percentage.
and it lets you know that he was frustrated because he wasn't cutting off the ring. That means he wasn't thinking about a game plan. He was thinking about, I'm frustrated. Yeah, exactly. Like, I need to end this. Like, he went away from what he was doing and fought Ali's fight.
He never went to what he wanted to do. He never got to that point until the point after the first knockdown. About 2 or 3 rounds after that, he started stalking and applying pressure. But then when he did what he wanted to do, it still was the wrong style matchup, and he got knocked out. Those short counters was killing him.
You know something else though? Like I say, not to make an excuse, but Abregu, he didn't look like his normal self to me. But like I say, I take nothing away from Saddam Ali because he did what he was supposed to do. But Abregu, he really didn't look like the same guy that went in there and gave Tomas Delorme hell. He does not look like that. He didn't look like that same guy to me. But what I will say is, shout out to Saddam. I was wrong because I think Abregu was stopping.
Saddam Ali had better footwork than Thomas Delorme. Thomas Delorme a little bit more flat-footed than he is. Saddam Ali's footwork is
More stationary.
Great. And he set the tone with his footwork. You don't see a lot of fights won like that where a guy sets his tone with the movement. That's some old Bhop shit. That's a real. He took a page out of his book.
He did what Bhop should have done tonight.
Right.
Bhop can. If we get into that, Bhop can do. One shit for Bhop to do.
He couldn't.
It don't make no sense to hold the crowd too much longer. We might as well go and hop into it with the Bernard Hopkins versus Kovalev fight. TJ, I'll let you go first.
Bhop, he was on Bhop ass from the beginning, and I was wondering why. He never opened up to the 12th round. That's kind of baffled me. But I guess he didn't want to get caught with no silly shit. But he stuck to a game plan that John David Jackson had. It was a fight at Bernard pace. And a lot of people was underestimating Sergey Kovalev boxing ability. I told everybody that he had boxing ability. You don't stay being an amateur until you're 25 and not have no ability to box. And that really was what really won the fight, was him being able to be disciplined, which every good boxer needs to be disciplined, and stick to a game plan. He didn't get mad because he wasn't landing that right hand and started just flinging it. He stuck to the basics. He stuck to the body. He little head chased a little bit too much, but you know what I mean? Enough body work and enough pressure really bust Bhop. There's nothing Bhop could have did tonight. He never could get his offense rolling. He had no really counter opportunities. He had a few. He ain't had no combination opportunities neither. Sergey Kovalev was fading him. The face was killing Bhop tonight.
Yes, they were. They truly were. I also felt like in this one, I felt that Bhop was trying to use the good old rope-a-dope, where he was gonna try to let Kovalev shoot his load out in the first 8-9 rounds, then go at him. But the thing with that is, he called Kovalev on, in my opinion, what could possibly be looked at one of Kovalev's best put together performances that didn't end in the knockout, because Kovalev he was doing a lot of things right, even though he was missing a lot of shots that I got to get on the HBO announcers, especially Jim Lampley, Mr. Boom Bang Bang.
It wasn't even like that, dog.
Shots was flying way over here. Oh, hard right hand. Oh, that's a good straight left. He wasn't even landing punches. Then Max Kellerman. Oh well, Bernard Hopkins is he's afraid and this and that. Don't you ever say no disrespectful stuff like that ever again. I won't say he was afraid, but he was cautious. And you can't blame him. Kovalev is the hardest puncher at 175, but the only thing I can say, the HBO announcers tonight, everyone except Roy Jones, the other guys, they sounded like casuals. They sounded like they were basically new to the sport of boxing on a lot of levels.
What you expect to get from HBO, though?
but see, it's not just HBO because it's like all of them do it to an extent, but it's like you from Jump Street. Okay, that's like okay. Everybody has to score the 120, 108. I gave Bhop some rounds because I felt he was more effective in a few rounds, but overall, if you ask them, it was a clean sweep, and I didn't see a clean sweep.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of rounds where neither guy was really landing anything effective. And pre-fight, this is the one thing that I did say is that I didn't think Kovalev would win because I didn't know if Kovalev would have a plan C or a plan D. Because
Right.
there's a blueprint of beating Bernard, but you're not going to beat him and just dismantle him. It's going to take time. It's going to look ugly. It looked ugly tonight. I mean, yeah, he won a lot of rounds, but it looked ugly. And Kovalev was able to stick to his game plan. He was able to chop wood for the whole 12 rounds, and he came victorious. But to talk about what Mike was saying, what Smooth Cat was talking about with the commentary, it was just plain horrible. I mean, they didn't talk about the only person who was talking about anything technical was Roy Jones. Everybody else, it was just they were waiting for the home run swing like it was playoff baseball or something. And when they didn't get those, they brought up everything else outside of the ring instead of what was going on inside of the ring. I mean, me personally, as a boxing fan, I was very disappointed in what I was hearing from the commentary. Now, maybe that's just me and Smooth Cat. I don't know. That's for everybody else to have their feedback on. But, I mean, they have to get better. But, I mean, I know they have to attract casual fans. But at some point, you got to educate the casual fans into what they're actually looking at.
Most definitely. I agree.
How can you educate somebody that never put on a pair of gloves?
Well, I've never put on a pair of gloves, but I mean, watching it, you know what I'm saying, and listening and, you know, being around people who have, I know exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I was just going to say, CJ, that's a casual statement there. If you've never boxed, that you don't know anything about it, because like I say,
that's what I'm saying about them. They never boxed, so they don't know. They ain't really been around nobody. Just some dudes that was good at being on TV, and they got placed on TV to be played by boy callers. They ain't nobody from the boxing community. Ain't like no Al Bernstein or.
well, you know, Kellerman was a fighter.
I didn't know that bum was a fighter.
Yeah,
Can't
he was
tell. Can't
But,
tell.
but I mean, eventually, you would think after 20 years of doing something that you would have some kind of expertise in it.
Shit, they had James Brown on TVKO fucking doing commentary. Get the fuck out of here. He don't know shit about football.
honestly, but like you say, out of all these years, they should have somewhat of objectivity, but they show no objectiveness throughout nothing. That they cleanly showed you that they were all Sergey Kovalev. Don't get me wrong, Sergey Kovalev was very impressive.
He was.
You know something before when they did the interview and they disrespected Bhop for the Kovalev Bhop interview. Bhop should never took this fight. I said it from the beginning. He should have fought Adonis Stevenson.
But he's a warrior. I mean, you can't.
No, I'm glad he took the fight. I'm glad he took it.
You could be a warrior and be a dumbass at the same time. He should have just did what he was supposed to do. He wanted to become the lineal heavyweight champion. He was belt away. He went for Kovalev for some reason. I mean, I guess he wanted to prove a point. But when we had Adonis Stevenson right there, and it was a bigger payday for him if he fought Adonis Stevenson.
But you got to think that
Maybe he didn't want to go to Canada. Maybe he didn't want to go to Canada.
You got to see that Bhop thinks that he's boxing Jesus or something, and he's sacrificing this for the Cold War because, I mean, all these other icons aren't fighting each other. That's why he took the fight.
He's going for the Cold War. Sergey Kovalev won top rank. They just entered the bill with
but he HBO though. That's
exactly.
I'm just saying he just entered the hatchet with HBO. He not top rank. He not Bob Arum. The guys that you want to fight is under Bob Arum, and Bob Arum got a plan in place where he gonna fuck Oscar anyway. Watch what I tell you. If I'm wrong, I better be flying because he gonna fuck about Oscar. Watch. And Oscar don't have no fighters, no way. He can't call the shots and determine who fight who because Al Hammond advises all your fighters. So that's what I'm looking at. They told me they ended the Cold War. If he did that to end the Cold War, he got a lot of work to keep doing because This war ain't ended. Even if Canelo don't fight, it still ain't ended.
But here's my question to you.
Not to your Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, or I'll tell you when it really ends. Once Floyd and Manny step into that ring. If that ever happens, it's really truly going to end.
Honestly, like you said, dude, I totally gave him hope on that. But go ahead, John.
I mean, I'm gonna ask you this question, CJ. What did Bernard have to lose? Did his legacy take a hit tonight?
No, it didn't. But yeah,
that's why he did it. That's why he did it.
He didn't become the undisputed light heavyweight champion like he could have.
Yeah, but it did. The thing is, whenever the Cold War is over, Bhop is going to be the one known for stopping it. Get what I mean? That's like
I don't believe so. I don't think it's going to stop. I'm telling you, whoever the dude solely responsible is Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. When that fight happened, it's the day I believe it's going to stop. Even with a Miguel Cotto for Canelo fight, it's not going to stop.
But you think they ever going to give? You think they're going to give Floyd credit for stopping it? Hell no,
they don't give him credit. They're not going to give him credit, but at least that's the day it's going to be over with. In my opinion, this is my opinion.
Yeah,
I just don't see these small guys, these smaller dudes making a million and less than a million, stopping the Cold War that's worth $1 billion. I just don't see it. It takes a big money fight or a big money card. Once they put 3 of them dudes on the same, or at least 2 of them dudes 4 dudes on the same card, I believe it. Regular dudes.
True.
Now if I see a Nino Donaire versus Abner Mares and a Danny Garcia versus Ruslan Provodnikov, I'm ready to say right now the Cold War is over. But until I see that, I just can't really. I really don't believe anything coming out those guys' mouth. I think Oscar is getting fucked in the ass raw. He gonna find out.
I'll say this in regards with the Cold War. Honestly, like I say, I feel Bhop took the first step and overall putting an end to all the since I'm on this network, I can't fight you shit. I think he took the first step to ending that. But on the flip side, where like you said, in the case of Mayweather, see he only has like you said, he got 2 fights left. So more than likely, I mean, he's not trying to. I'm not saying I ain't gonna say he's scared, but he's not trying to go out of his surroundings to be like, okay, you know what? I want to make this fight happen. I want this, and that. He's not gonna do that. So I mean, just flat plain out simple. I mean, like I said, I basically gave up hope on that. With those other fights,
and then
I think it's a potential. Like you say, you got to get to the point where Heyman has to be willing to negotiate, and everyone has to be willing to sit down and do what's best for the betterness of boxing, instead of trying to be everything going in my pocket. I'm doing this. I'm gonna hold that, and I'm gonna have all my guys fighting, because with that attitude there, it ain't gonna do nothing but slowly kill boxing, and we definitely don't need that happening.
But that's the funny thing though. Al Heyman guys don't fight each other, and if there is 2 guys he has, one of them is a sacrificial lamb. His 2 top guys, for the most part. I mean, last one I could really think of, Garcia and
Matisse.
Huh?
Matisse.
Yeah, those are the last ones I could really think of, and think about what that did to Matisse. You know what I'm saying? Like the steam that he was building.
It had to be stopped because it was all hype. It was all hype. Shit, I know hype from the day I see it, dog.
Okay. Quick question. Where does Bernard Hopkins rank on your all time great list?
He's somewhere in the top 20.
I'll let you start now, CJ.
He's somewhere in the top 20. I'm not a big Bernard fan, so he's somewhere in the top 20.
Okay.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for me to say, because there's thousands and thousands of boxers, and you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of older guys that we're overlooking, but as far as his era, he's definitely, I would say, at the top of his era. I would say. I mean, But all time, if I had to like narrow it down to a range, I'd probably say in the 30s.
Hold on, he got like 3 eras he in.
Right.
He's in the Roy Jones era. He's in the Roy Jones era. Both of them.
Right.
And Roy Jones got 4 eras going on too. Shit.
No, you know what though? I say this. Hey, I got Bhop right now. I got him like I say anywhere. He's anywhere in the top 20. He's somewhere in my top 20. But overall, I mean, I look at it like this. He still can climb up the rankings because all he basically, only thing he has to do now is go do what? Go fight Adonis Stevenson.
And that's a dangerous fight for him.
And if he fights Stevenson and win, then Bernard Hopkins can do the last roll call and
dangerous fight for him,
if he wins.
That's a dangerous fight for him.
It is, but Adonis Stevenson is a lot more limited than Kovalev.
Yeah, a lot more vulnerable.
When I seen him outbox, was that Tavares Cloud Turner?
Yeah.
When I see him outbox Tavares Cloud, and I see him do some of the gym workouts, he can box his ass off just as good as Kovalev can. And he got one thing that really a fuck up an old fighter is he got that speed and that athletic ability. He don't have
he does have speed.
But he got some ability, and I look for him to give Kovalev a better fight if he ever did.
Of course. I mean, honestly, like let's be real about Bhop. There was stuff that Bhop was seeing tonight that he just could not pull the trigger on because he just doesn't have the reflexes anymore. And that's why I think that Stevenson will probably give it a better fight because he does have the ability to hit exactly what he sees. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Adonis Stevenson is a bad boy once he step into that ring with somebody that is gonna get him notarized. He could really punch. People really forget that. When I seen him box his ass off first time, I was impressed. I thought I could lose that fight. I was very impressed.
I would hope that he comes into shape though, because I mean his last one, Fonfara, he
thought he was a tomato can. Fonfara, he was tired as hell in that fight. Fonfara was turning up on his ass. If that was a 15-round fight, his ass would have been grass.
You know what? Honestly, like I say, so we're all in agreement. We want to finally see Kovalev versus Stevenson, right?
Yeah, I don't even want to see Bernard fight Stevenson. I just want to see Stevenson Kovalev. Let's get it on.
Okay. Now here we go. Because also, Bernard said that if he won, he wanted to fight Gennady Golovkin. Since he's not victorious, so I mean, so where do y'all think Bhop goes next? I mean, retirement or take another fighter?
He should just retire before he get retired.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, I think it's gonna take a special individual if someone ever does it to knock him out. I think he'll have to over his bound.
His career can't get any higher at this point, losing that fight. So I just think he needs to bow out gracefully. I mean, there's nothing wrong with retiring at 49 years old, 50 years old. There's nothing wrong with it.
I agree. I definitely agree. There is nothing wrong with it. But like you say, on the flip side, we know Bernard Hopkins is a very prideful fighter, and he's not gonna want to end his career losing that fight to Sergey Kovalev.
Yeah, he's not. Maybe he go fight. Maybe him and John David Jackson should do a rematch.
Well, I wouldn't say John David.
It look like he's in shape.
Hey, maybe Bhop can go fight Fonfara.
Yeah, maybe he could leave on a big win for him. That's a decent fight. I wouldn't mind watching Bhop fight Fonfara.
Yeah, Fonfara he had a good fight not too long ago.
What's the other dude that's dangerous that's coming up? The big puncher. And what's his name? Arthur. Yeah, that motherfucker coming.
Yeah, yes, he is coming.
He coming for that ass, Kovalev. Stevenson got to fight one of them. He damn near probably gonna sign with Al Heyman.
No, you know what? Stevenson got a fight with some guy coming up.
Demetrius something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the problem. That's the problem. Some guy. It's always some guy.
Right. Exactly. And you know what? Don't get me wrong. That's like Al Heyman. He does his job. He gets his fighters paid. But the type of matchups he puts on television, they're disgraceful at times.
This year they disgraceful.
Yes, most definitely. That's like
He's trying to run out contracts. Everybody know that. He's trying to run out them contracts.
true.
2014 suffered because of it. This was supposed to be that year where boxing really, really turned it up, and it was probably the most disappointing year I've been around since watching. I thought 2014 was horrible.
Yeah,
but I mean,
horrible fight cards going on. Maybe next year could be better.
Hopefully so. Because like you say, you got guys like Keith Thurman, who's expecting to have a big 2015. You got the Devon Alexander versus Amir Khan winner, also expecting to make 2015. So, and then you got the Jermell Charlo versus Demetrius Andre. Whoever wins that is like
they fight K9.
Huh?
The winner fight K9.
No, the winner of Jamal Charlo versus somebody fight K9.
No, it's the it's the Charlo and Andrade winner get K9 next.
No, it's Jamal.
Oh, I thought it was K9 in the winner that.
It's the Charlo brother that punches harder.
I heard the winner of Andrade get it. I heard that straight from Jamel's page. So I think he's gonna unify. They gonna unify them belts.
Okay.
Andrade's gonna win anyway.
And then you got another fight that I'm not too fond of is just thinking about December. I'm not fond at all thinking of Arislan Lara versus Ishe Smith. I'm not fond of that fight. And it's no disrespect to either guy. I'm just not fond of that fight at all.
Nobody liked that fight.
The only person who liked that fight is Ishe Smith. Floyd don't even like that fight.
You got Adonis Stevenson fighting on December 19th.
Huh?
Adonis Stevenson fighting December 19th. It's gonna be a packed house in Canada. They come out for him.
But you know what? See, I mean, it's about time. See, the fans, they it's like us as fans. We don't believe like we have a voice, but we can stop these dudes from fighting the type of guys they fight because when you sign on the contract, okay, I'm Danny Garcia and I want to fight the Frito-Lay man. When you come with that, then we sit there, don't watch the card.
But y'all watched the card. Y'all gave the Frito-Lay man 800K views.
Huh?
Y'all gave the Frito-Lay man 800K views.
Right, exactly.
Everybody, I'm not going to watch it, but everybody watched it. So
exactly.
Continue doing that.
So let me ask y'all a question real fast.
Go ahead.
Who is your fight of the year at this point? Who's your fighter of the year?
Lucas Matisse versus John.
No, I said fighter. Fighter.
Oh, fighter.
If Chris Algieri win, he'd be the fighter of the year for me.
You know, then if you look on the flip side, you can also, I guess you can look at Pacquiao as a candidate too, because like you said,
I got one different than all y'all.
Already fought twice this year.
Why not? I don't know.
Then you got Terence Crawford coming off that performance. Gamboa, even though he still got to fight Beltran coming up in a few weeks. He still got to fight Beltran, but Terence Crawford has had a hell of a year too.
Yeah, I got one.
Is another one.
Who?
I said Gennady Golovkin is another guy who's definitely in the conversation for it.
Yep. You still haven't named the guy that I was thinking. I'm thinking Carl Froch. Carl Froch had a hell of a year.
Oh, most definitely. You know what? He has had a great year.
He fucking ducking the Gale with his bitch ass.
He did what?
He ducking the Gale with his bitch ass. Them niggas, man, that's why they don't like the Gale, because they know the Gale black ass will fuck all them niggas up over there. Watch
You
what I
think
tell
so?
you. He beat George Groves' ass. I don't care what nobody say. I watched that fight 2 or 3 times. I just didn't see George Groves.
You said what?
Yo, CJ, you muted.
Would you mute yourself, boy?
He muted himself like he's doing around the horn.
I ain't do that. He automatically did it.
Now, what was you saying?
I said James together beat all their ass over there. That's why they don't like his ass. I said he really beat George Groves. I don't care what nobody say. Fuck George Groves up.
I feel he beat George Groves that first fight too. I really do.
I want my.
But I don't give, even though I like DeGale, I don't give DeGale the advantage over Froch though. Just off of Froch's body and work, I can't do it.
Off the body of work, I'm talking about. I'm banking on potential. Don't that boy got to go medal?
Hey, he got a lot of potential. I give him that. And he a powerful puncher. But for some reason, I mean, Froch going these type of fights against these type of guys, he might have a little trouble early, and mid to late rounds he get him out of there. So I mean, I will have to lean with Froch early on.
I'm talking about fighter of the year, man. I'm going with if Chris Algieri. Well, I'm going with Chris Algieri. If not, I take Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
I would say Golovkin. He didn't fight 3 times this year.
Huh?
I would take Golovkin, but he didn't fight 3 times this year.
He did fight 3 times. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll take Golovkin then.
Golovkin, yeah, I already knew Mike was going to say him, so I kind of left it out. But Carl Fraction, I felt like.
I love that nigga Golovkin. He'll wash his shoes and wash his drawers.
It's not about loving him. It's just about respecting what he does in the ring. Because
versus some tomato cans.
Against who?
He better be lucky Bhop ain't win tonight.
That's Bhop would have called his bluff.
You know what, Styles make fights. That's all. That's the only thing I can say. Styles make fights.
Golovkin would sit there and try to outbox his ass too.
I don't think he would try to outbox him.
Abel Sanchez said he wanted Kovalev to outbox Bhop. He would have tried to outbox him.
I don't think he would try to outbox Bhop. But I'll say this: he's a far more accurate puncher than Kovalev is.
Yeah, he likes his punches a little bit better. But Kovalev got better boxing ability than me.
No, I disagree.
I disagree too. I think that Golovkin's footwork is just.
Kovalev can go backwards a little bit. Golovkin can't go backwards.
I don't know. I mean, today from what I saw the fight here, like Kovalev had a little bit of trouble going backwards to me. I mean, me and Mike were sitting here watching. We were just like, why don't Bhop just try and press the issue a little bit more, because he had a little bit of success when he did push him forward.
Whenever Bhop was bagging him up, he was successful. That's when he was landing those overhand rights.
Gabriel Rosado with Golovkin.
And those left hooks too.
And Golovkin was losing with Curtis Stevenson. He was losing his coordination. Them European bums can't go backwards. Yeah, I know I called him a bum. Fuck him.
Nah, man.
They're
showing me overall more boxing. I think from Europe, I mean, I thought that, HBO was hyping these guys up, but they're showing me a lot more than what HBO is saying that they are. Like, obviously they are knockout punchers. They are getting knockouts, but they aren't really like talking about all the things that they do well outside of having power.
I'll be right back.
Nope. You know what? Like you say, That's like, okay, when Golovkin first came over here, only thing you was hearing from HBO is, oh, the middleweight division has this killer. He's a seek and destroy guy. And don't get me wrong, Golovkin, he does have the intent to go in and to break you down. But I mean, when I hear guys who are supposed to be professionals, when I hear them talk like that, I just like it makes me question their I can't get the word out. It makes me question their
credibility.
Credibility. There you go. It makes me question their credibility because I'm looking at it like you've been doing this for 20 plus years and you still saying casual. You can't look at a fighter and see he's not doing the okay. Basically, the way they said, they'll make you think Antonio Margarito and Gennady Golovkin was the same type of fighter. The way they talk.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because Seek and Destroy was Mike Tyson. What I see from Golovkin and what I saw from Kovalev tonight is that these guys are very patient. Now, if you give them an opening, yes, they will take it and they will end it. But Seek and Destroy, I see a little bit of recklessness. I see that you come forward no matter what. But these guys are very calculated in what they do. So
true. Hey, how's it going, Alan?
I'm finally connected. Damn. It took forever. I'm here, man.
All right. Well, what are your on the fights tonight, Alan?
What?
I said, what are your takes on the overall card tonight? We'll let you start off with the Ali fight.
Well, he impressed me because he was so patient. He didn't give a shit if everybody thought he was stinking up the place, not being exciting. He watched and he moved around, and then finally he started tagging Abregu and won by a stoppage. Amazing. And he announced himself as a top 10 contender at 147, if you ask me.
Okay. Now, what was your takes on the main event?
It was intense, man. A lot of casuals might have thought it was boring. Hopkins didn't throw a lot of punches, but you always was like, Hopkins is ready to nail him, you know? That was seemed to be his whole game plan. But Kovalev was smart. I mean, most of you probably saw the article I wrote. I put a lot of outcomes out there, but I didn't think Kovalev winning a chess match would be what happened. But
I called it. Thank you. I called that.
You're a smart man.
If I'm exact, you called a KO about a 7 for 8th round.
I thought he was busting body shots.
I said that, and repeat, I said that Sergey Kovalev has some boxing ability and will hold his own versus Bernard Hopkins in the boxing category.
He did.
We all agreed that he had boxing ability.
I said he would hold his own. Nobody think he would hold his own versus Bernard. Nobody said he was going to hold his own versus Bernard, but he did.
Hey, like I said, I mean, he did a hell of a job. But to kind of catch you up to speed now, Alan, we was asking about who do you think so far is the fighter of the year?
That's slumping everybody today.
Well, it's been a good year with a lot of guys jumping out and doing their thing, and it's not really one guy that stepped out. But still, to me, and I know Terence Crawford still has a fight to go, but I like that kid, man. He's bad. But, you know, I mean, Kovalev, he obviously won a huge fight tonight. He's in the running, but I like Terence Crawford.
Okay. Hey, like I say, he's definitely a viable choice. Okay, now also something else we were kind of talking about. Mr. CJ was saying that he felt that that Carl Froch was afraid of James DeGale, even though I strongly disagree with that.
I don't think he's afraid of him either.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah. He wants some problems. He don't want them problems. Trust me. He don't want to be a come-upson. He don't want to be nobody. He don't want to be no step-up for nobody, a stepping stone for nobody. That's what exactly happened in that fight.
But see, he did that with George Groves, though. I mean, George Groves would have been just that. He took him on
George
twice.
Groves would have won that first fight.
Oh, he would have. But I'm saying he fought him again.
Yeah.
George Groves did what?
He had no choice but to fight him again. He had to avenge himself.
I can see that. I mean, Groves
And then on a virtuoso performance in a rematch.
Yeah, he did. Groves didn't look like he knew what the hell he was doing in the rematch. But there's some good guys at 168 too. That's a jam pack. It's more jam packed than 75. 75 not really jam-packed.
And you know what? I was just about to say that 168 right now is the most exciting division in boxing. With all those people at 147 that don't fight each other, 168 right now is it.
You got Bika, Darrell, Ward, DeGale, Froch, Groves. You got a lot of dudes out there. You had Brandon McGee, but he got tapped pretty good. And versus DeGale.
Division, I think 140.
Oh yeah, you got him too. Chavez and the Ramirez cat. You're right.
Gilberto Ramirez, yeah.
140 is another division that's waiting to pop off, and top guys just not fighting each other. I just don't understand it.
The top guys not fighting anybody.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Right.
That's the saddest thing in the sport right now. You have lineal champions ducking people. That's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. It, like you say, it gives the sport of boxing a black eye overall.
Only way I get Danny Garcia a cop out for not fighting Pasto is if he fight Lamar Peterson.
And
I still don't think he's gonna fight Lamar Peterson.
And that's
I don't either. I think he's gonna fight. I think he's gonna fight another tune-up. And I think that they're waiting for a Floyd. Maybe they're waiting for a Floyd fight. I don't know.
He got a fight shooking.
Danny Garcia got a Golden Boy. You know, Danny Garcia got a Golden Boy deal, so you might be right. He literally got a deal with Golden Boy after he fought American, so they had options on him, or he signed a 2 or 3 year contract or something, or a fight plan for that. But they had definitely got Danny Garcia is definitely a Golden Boy fighter. So if Al Hammond really wants to do something with him, he can't really do nothing with him until his contract is up.
True. But you know what? Like you say, on the flip side of all that, that's like with the Postal fight. Even though a lot of people don't know who Postal is, Victor Postal, in my opinion, would have gave Danny Garcia one hell of a fight. And if they ever do fight,
he would have been a problem.
Garcia one hell of a fight.
It'd have been like a Mauricio Herrera fight, but I think Danny Garcia would have upped his game a little bit more from that point. But Postal has some boxing ability. He got a little shaky ass chin though. But he got some boxing ability though.
Yeah, he kind of quick. He kind of quick and scrappy too. Yeah, he's pretty scrappy from what I saw.
He beat Hank Lundy.
Yeah, hey, that was a close fight too. But he did get the win against Hank Lundy.
What about Hank Lundy? What y'all think about Lemieux and Rosado? Y'all think Rosado gonna win?
Me, I favor Rosado and the reason why I favor Rosado is kind of like a reason why I kind of don't want to favor him, because like you say, he out of the two, he has the better boxing ability, but it's just that he cuts up so easily is the thing that scares me with him, because like you say, if you look at the Quillen fight, I'm still shocked at how those judges literally had Quillen winning that fight by a wide margin. I felt Quillen was losing.
I even had it a draw at the time.
I had it a draw at the time. Like he was really like Rosado was definitely picking up steam. Definitely. Quillen was up early in that.
Quillen didn't look like he can go backwards.
When's he gonna fight somebody, man?
Fight too.
we gonna fight somebody with Uncle L telling him to fight somebody. He only had 15 amateur fights though, so.
Yeah, but I mean, like once you become a pro and you get a championship, hey, I think the alibis and excuses need to fly by the wayside, honestly.
Hey, did y'all catch? Is that Matt Corey Ball fight and Danny Lee fight gonna be on one of these HBOs, or did they drop it?
No, I believe it's still supposed to be on HBO. I forgot the date for it though. I believe it's still supposed to be on. It's supposed to be on the undercard with something else.
Maybe Chavez and Bradley.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think it might be that.
Andy Lee should have shot his ass at 154. He was looking like a real puncher then. You know how much
Andy Lee, he looked like he didn't outgrew 160 to me. I think he's big enough to go to 168. I think Andy Lee is. I'm not sure if he can take the punch up there, but I think he's big enough for 168.
Man, Andy Lee is supposed to be the next best thing.
Yeah.
Never panned out.
Trained by Manny Taylor.
Yep, had the raise, the jab, everything working for him.
Well, Alan, who's your all-time favorite fighter?
Diego Chico Corrales.
That's a good choice. Is it something specific you liked about him?
Well, in the first Casamayor fight, he had a cut like all the way through his mouth, and they were stopping the fight, rightfully so. But he kind of threw a fit, and I was like, "Damn, that's a gladiator." I mean, he's not the best fighter that I've ever seen by a long shot, but I liked his spirit. Roy Jones, fighter I ever saw.
Hey, John, who's your favorite fighter of all time?
Favorite fighter of all time, I would honestly have to say Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's my father used to have all these fight parties, and everybody used to come over, to watch Mike Tyson fight guys for like 5 seconds or whatnot. But Mike Tyson's really who turned me on to the sport, and if Mike Tyson were to fight today, I probably would tune in, even though he probably would quit on the stool again. Mike Tyson.
Mike's what got me addicted too.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're not gonna hold you guys too long tonight. Sorry about the inconvenience about not getting Alan on a little longer. Hopefully, we'll get him on a little longer at the next show.
And my computer's a piece of shit, but I'm here now.
Huh?
I said my computer's a piece of shit, but I'm here now.
But overall, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end. Hopefully, hit the like button. Leave your comments in the comment section. I definitely will get back to you at my earliest convenience. And go to the main page, hit the subscribe button. Keep supporting Colossal Boxing Talk. We appreciate the love, because without you guys, there will be none of us. So, everybody, keep that out.